Hey everyone, and welcome back. So today we're going to look at lesson 3.7. This is Simliar Figures, and this is found on page 232 in the textbook. Okay, go ahead and put your name up at the top, class period, and today's date. And let's take a look. So what are we going to learn for today? We're going to learn how to find measures of similar figures. Just exactly what it says. Find measures. Find measures of similar figures. Then we're going to use scale factors to solve problems. Use scale factors. To solve problems. Okay, use scale factors to solve problems. All right, let's take a look. It says the figures are similar. Find each missing measure. Okay, so let's talk about what the word similar even means. Okay, when we're talking about shapes, a similar figure means that they have the same shape, but not necessarily the same size. Same shape, but not necessarily the same size. They could have the same exact size, but they don't have to. If they did have the same size, then it'd also be congruent, right? Okay, but these don't have to. They just have to have the same shape. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to match up something called corresponding parts, or corresponding sides, as I like to call them. Okay, so for example, the A matches up with the D, B matches up with E, and C matches up with F. All right, that means that 4 then matches up with 12. So we're going to do 4 over 12, and we're going to do 6 with our X. So 6 with X, just like that. Okay, again, we're solving proportions. That's why I said the other day, it's important that you guys know how to solve these because we're going to keep using this over and over and over again. All right, this math doesn't go away. All right, so we're going to cross multiply here. So 4 times X, 6 times 12, that's 72. We're going to divide that by 4. And it looks like we came up with 18. So that means this part right here is actually 18 centimeters. Okay? So we're finding the missing measure there. We're trying to find what that last part is. All right, let's take a look at letter B. Okay, we have some parallelograms here. So RS would actually match up with WX, and then UR would match up with ZW, and so on. All right, so you can go either way. I didn't talk about that in the first one. You can go either way. You can go left to right, or you can go right to left, but you have to stay consistent. So for example, I went from left to right because that's what I usually do, because that's how we read, of course. So whenever you do that, though, you have to keep going that way. Like, I can't go 4 over 12 and then change it to x over 6. Okay, it doesn't work out like that sometimes, so don't do that, all right? Try to keep it consistent as much as you can. All right, so for this one, we're going to do 49 over D. And then we're going to do, let's see, I went left, right, so 28 over 4. All right, that's a D there, sorry. Okay, so D times 28 is 28D. 49 times 4, so go ahead and plug that in. 49 times 4, that makes 196. And then divide that by 28, and that's going to make 7. That's going to make 7. Okay, so this time that would make that one 7 feet. Okay, now you don't need to label. Okay, here's the rule with labeling, because everyone's like, well, how do I know if I'm supposed to label and how do I not? If they already gave you the measurements, like on the previous one it says X centimeters, this says D feet. If they give you the measurement, you just need the number. If they don't give you anything, they just give you the variable itself, so either X or D, then you need to include the measurements with it. Okay, I know that's kind of weird, and the book doesn't stay consistent with it. It's just, that's how it is. All right, so if the measurement's already included, I just need the number solution. If they don't, then go ahead and add it. All right, let's try these by ourselves. And come back to me just as soon as you're ready. All right, let's take a look. So our 5 matches up with 30. Let's see, I'll get some work about over here. Okay, so 5 goes with 30. And then B goes with 24. Okay, so that'll be 30B equals 96, right? No, not 96, 120. Jeez, what was I doing? Oop. There we go. Okay. And then divide that by 30. And that gives us 4. Okay, now again, they already had that one labeled, so we actually did not need to include measurements on that one, so it was just 4. Okay, let's look at letter B here. So letter B would be, let's see. Okay, this one's kind of tricky. So you have the double arc with the single arc. So KJ actually matches with HG. All right, so we'll go 4 with A. All right, now we have 10, but that's for the long side, and we don't have anything for the other long side, so we can't use that one. Sometimes they just give us extra information. And then we have 7 with 14. All right, so will give us 7A equals, and then 56. Divide that by 7, and then that makes it 8. Okay. All right, and then let's go ahead and try the need another example. We can do this one all together if you want, or you can pause it and try it on your own. Doesn't make any difference. All right, so for this one, check your markings here. It looks like everything's okay. It's just been shifted down and stretched out. It's not been flipped or anything like that. So 3 will go with 12, and then x goes with 33. Okay, so that's going to be 12x equals, and then 99. Divide that by 12. It comes out to 8.25. All right, now this is what I was talking about. See how this one doesn't have a label with it? Like it doesn't say centimeters or feet or whatever. If it didn't have that, but everything else was labeled, then we would say such and such feet, centimeters, yards, whatever. But there's no measurements, period, so then we just write units back here. So we do need to label it. It's just it doesn't have an actual measurement at all. So we have to tell it something. So it's just 8.25 units. All right, let's continue on. Example 2, it says an architect is using similar triangles to design a decorative window for the entrance of a new office building. If triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEF, find the length of the segment DF. All right, so for this one, they gave us some geometry, how to say it, not wording, but notation. There we go. Okay, some geometry notations. Okay, the symbol triangle means triangle, literally. All right, a 1 squiggly means similar to. All right, and then, yeah, that's it. Okay, segment would actually look like this. So segment DF would actually have a line over top of it like that. All right, I guess they can't figure out how to type that in on the book. I'm not sure. Okay, so let's take a look here. So we have ABC matches with DEF. So AB, which is 18, matches with DE, and we don't know what that is, so we can't really use that one. We have BC, which matches with EF, so we do have that one. So that's 9 and 18. So we'll go small, big. So we'll do 9 over 18. And then we're supposed to find what DF actually is, which is the long side here. Okay, that's actually called the hypotenuse, because this is a right triangle. So we're going to find the hypotenuse this time. So AC was 25.5. We're trying to find the small one. So the small one's the unknown, so that's x, and then that's 25.5 on bottom. Okay, remember, you got to stay consistent. We started with the small one and then went down to the large one. So when we set up our proportion, you have to do the same thing again. You have to go small and then big, small and then big. All right, can't switch it back and forth. Okay, let's calculate here. So we're going to have 18x equals, and then 9 over 9 times 25.5 is what I'm trying to say. That's going to make 229.5. Yes? Yes, that's right. Okay. Divide by our coefficient of 18. And then from there, that's going to give us 12.75. All right, and then this is exactly what I was talking about with the earlier one, okay? We were supposed to find this part right here, okay? We need measurements this time because if you notice, everything else was in inches, but they never said X inches. They just left the whole thing blank. So in this case, we do need to actually physically include that. So the real answer is 12.75, and then we need to include the unit of inches, okay? And that one should have a period because it's an abbreviation. Okay, all right, let's take a look at number 2 on the got it question. Go ahead and pause it and try that one by yourself. It says a rectangular blue tile has a length of 4.25 inches and a width of 6.75 inches. A similar red tile has a length of 12.75 inches. What's the width of the red tile? All right, so we have widths and lengths. So we have a length of 4.25 on the first one. And then the length on the second one is 12.75. It says a width of 6.75 for the first one. And then an unknown width of the red tile. So that's going to be our W. Okay, so then from there we will cross multiply. So that will make 4.25x, or W, I'm sorry, equals, and then we have 12.75 times 6.75, so go ahead and type that in if you didn't already. 12.75 times 6.75, and that comes out to 86.0625, which might be kind of crazy here, but hang on. Divide by your coefficient, this time it's 4.25. Okay, go ahead and type that in if you didn't already. And that's going to give us 20.25. All right, and then it says what is the width of the red tile? So it doesn't say how many inches is the width, it just says what is the width. So we do need to label on this one, which will be, in this case, inches. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. All right, last one. Need another example. Sure, why not? Why not? All right, so nested boxes are a series of boxes that fit inside one another. The faces of the boxes are similar triangles. A face on a larger box has a length of 24 centimeters and a width of 13.5 centimeters. If the width of a face on a smaller box is 9 centimeters, what is the length of the smaller box? All right, so for this one, we have a length of 24. We don't know the length of the smaller box, so that's my x. We have a width of 13.5 and also a width of 9 on the smaller one. All right, so from here we just got to cross multiply. So that's going to be 13.5x equals, and let's do 24 times 9. That's 216. Let's divide that off. And that is 16. Okay, so x equals 16. It says, what is the length? Okay, so again, we have to be specific here. So not just saying 16, it's 16 centimeters. Okay, and that's it. All right, that's it for this lesson. If you need to go back and watch anything again, please do so. Otherwise, give me a like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye.